Hello, everybody, and welcome to another free live preview of California Psychics, where we show you exactly what it's like here to get a reading with us. I am your moderator of today's live stream, and we are joined by one of our fan favorites and one of our longest tenured psychics here at California Psychics, Psychic Marin. How are you doing today, Marin?
I am wonderful. We were just talking before going live that we got a little bit of snow yesterday, so I'm kind of still hanging on to winter right now, Carson.
All right. Well, we are jumping a little bit into spring and the elements of career related questions this month in March. But if you do have any of your winter related love and I guess New Year resolution questions, if they're still lingering or if you're still wanting to create those a few months into the year, we are going to have a full hour to get some of your questions answered today and for free. But before we get started, I do want to list off a few bits of information for our audience. First of all, we do have a promo code going on for new customers. If you use the code LIVE5 as found in the description of the live stream you're watching right now, you will receive an extra $5 added to your California Psychics account when you purchase any new customer package for a one-on-one reading, and this can be applied on our app or website. Once again, that code is LIVE5. This promo code can be applied and used for a one-on-one reading on our website or app, or a one-on-one reading with Psychic Marin here after seeing a little free preview of her abilities today. So if you are wanting to find out her exact schedule, make sure to stick around because we'll be shouting out that later in the live stream. Now, lastly, before we get started with answering some questions, I do want to list off some ground rules of questions we are able to answer during today's live stream. Unfortunately, here at California Psychics, we are not able to answer any legal or medical questions. For medical, this can include treatments, medications, pregnancies, and general fertility questions. And for legal, this can include court cases, custody battles, and general court decisions. If you do ask about another person in your question, lastly, we want to make sure that you at least include their first name within your question. This will allow Psychic Marin to connect faster and more accurately answer your question during today's live stream. But without any further ado, we can go ahead and begin answering questions. We don't pick questions in any particular order. So if you do feel like you want to make sure your question is being seen, make sure to go ahead and put it back in the chat again, and it'll increase your chances of getting selected. All right, so our first one will be from Melissa. Melissa is asking you, Marin, hello, will Scott and Melissa be able to finally make that commitment of marriage with each other?
Okay, give me 1 second, Melissa, because I'm connecting and getting an image, but they're showing me this is stretched out. I actually don't feel like this is until late this year. I'm trying to decipher, is it late October, November? Like I'm going right before holidays. So I feel like it's a positive, but I just see a little bit longer than what you were hoping for. Plans really start like solidifying and talking in August, but you aren't pinning down the date. Like that's the problem. So at least emotionally, you feel like this is still on track. It's just the scheduling and date that's the issue. So very, very end of the year before Thanksgiving time.
All right, Melissa, we hope that answer from Psychic Marin resonated with you. And we also want to thank you for stopping by today's live stream and getting us started with today's free live preview of California Psychics.
Thank you, Melissa.
Now, our next question for you, Marin, comes from Colleen. Colleen is wondering or is saying that she is struggling with her finances and career at the moment. It seems like her financial dreams are not coming true. So what advice can you provide, or what do you see? What is the, I guess, the insight that Colleen needs to know in order to move forward?
So immediately I bounced forward to next year, and I can tell that this is more of a timing matter. And we're in a difficult time frame right now, politically, economically, a lot of change. And when I'm looking at your attempt of investments and actually like real mature decisions, I can't fault you for anything that you're doing or really try to redirect you this year. I just feel like you're trying to weather the storm. That's kind of the theme for this year for you. August is a really great month, though. I feel like you've been saving or you're doing well with the expenses. So August and right around that summertime, it's a little bit more of an opportunity for vacations for you and enjoying your hard work and savings. But it's not until next year. And then I start to see it more in savings, investments, real estate. Like then you're really solid. But I feel like it's that there's such a backlog of expenses already. The economy's not at its strongest, and so you're keeping afloat. I'd rather you not beat yourself up over this and have that really clear timeline that starting in late fall, it's improving. Next year, much better, and you're starting off the year already in a much stronger financial position. But I'm not getting a lot of like career changes for you. I'm not saying that you're starting more odds and ends jobs on the side to supplement. It's just like that you're already doing what you're supposed to do, and that the fruits of your labor start to finally show by August, September, October, much better next year.
All right, Colleen, we hope that answer from Psychic Marin resonated with you as well. We are rooting for you with your career and your finances. So we hope over the course of this year, things start to look better. And as Marin said, 2026, we're hoping is your year. She is also saying thank you as well, Marin.
Thank you,
So
Colleen. And I want to make a quick little comment, Carson, just because like while you're finding another question, March is kind of known as the money month. We've got St. Patrick's Day. A lot of months have different color associations. Valentine's is typically more red. March is more green. And we understand green to be a universal symbol that we all know is more of a money symbol. So little things that you can do on more of a magical or spiritual sense. You can keep that green candle going. And what it is more of a mental reminder when you're walking by. If you're out shopping and it's time to replenish your fragrant candle, or you just want something in your house, choose green this month. Work with that energy of green. Maybe your phone screensavers green. You're wanting to remind yourself what that goal is. So I believe in not only just the responsibility of saving and focusing on money, but also the more mental spiritual manifestation element of money, and that constant reminder of staying the course, keeping those goals fresh by that green candle that's reminding you, tucking $5 away here and there. So I like to shout out some little tricks and some manifestation tools to help you as well. So I hope that helps in addition to your saving mentality, Colleen.
yes, I feel like that could save or save us all, with a little tip like that. So thank you, Marin. Now our next question for you comes from Tavia. Tavia is saying that she feels very lonely at the moment. Is 2025 her year to find that true love that she is looking for? And I guess as a follow-up, more specific question, are things over for good between her and Derek?
You beat me to it. And I was gonna say before Carson even finished that question, the problem that I'm seeing is that you keep going back and forth with this loose end that just is not of your highest good. And that's my polite way of saying the sooner that you can sever that connection with this relationship, the more you're gonna open the doors for a new person to walk through. And I keep seeing you hanging on and hanging on, and even though you don't think that it's a distraction or you think that you're open to somebody else, I get early September that you're meeting somebody new. And I feel like that whole timeline can be fast forwarded, and it could happen so much sooner if you weren't sidetracked with this lingering energy. The problem with this situation is that there are not eyes solely on you. And so I get this back and forth and back and forth. And what, let me explore some other options. Then I'll come back to you when those fall through. Let me meet this other person. Then I come back to you. So you kind of get the gist of what I'm seeing, what you're experiencing. And the quicker you can just cut that off and put that person in the friend zone or sever that connection entirely, I think that it could be as early as late April, because I start to see somebody, but you're not giving it that full attention and they fade away. So I hope that this gives you that empowerment to finally cut that cord and open your life path for somebody new.
All right. Tavia, we want to thank you for attending today's free live preview of California Psychics. And we hope that answer resonated with you from Psychic Marin. Now, our next question comes from Marianne. Marianne, oh, so you recognize
Oh,
Marianne.
Marianne has been with me for over 15 years. I adore Marianne. Yes.
All right. So she is missing John so much. It has been over 14 years now. So Marin, she loves that. Oh, wow. I guess mentioning that too. She loves that you were there for her even during then, 14 years ago. Can you provide any messages of how John is for Marianne?
Um, this is maybe Marianne, you and I will have a private conversation and address these things a little bit deeper so it's not as public. But what I can tell is that he's not as close as what I typically see. And so if you're not feeling him, I feel like some of your decisions that you've been making, or some of the the gentleman that's in your life, how you're choosing to pursue that relationship, there's almost a little feeling of like, I don't want John to see this, or I don't want John so much a part of my life right now because he probably wouldn't be happy with what I'm doing or be proud of the situation that I'm in. And so for those reasons, like I feel that you're unintentionally keeping John a little out of your life. And I just don't see that you're calling on him as much. So this is a two-way street. Like if you want that connection with John and really pulling him back in, he's there. But normally, see, John appears over here. And so it's a much more distant connection when I'm trying to get him, but he's still there. So nothing to worry about. I just think that you're not your strongest self right now. And so you aren't really wanting John to be hovering or witnessing your life or being as much a part of it right now. But nothing to worry about. This is a connection you can pick right back up and have John right back over your shoulder like he typically is. So we can talk about that other situation privately and what's going on there. But John's still by your side and will be for many, many, many years to come.
Yes, we love that answer for you, Marianne. And thank you for attending today's live stream and seeing Psychic Marin. I feel like that is a wonderful way to segue into the best ways to reach Psychic Marin. Now I'm gonna pick my next question for Ava, but Ava, real quick, as we shout out the best ways to reach Psychic Marin on CaliforniaPsychics.com or our California Psychics app. Now you can reach out for that one-on-one private reading experience away from the live stream and away from everybody else watching, where you can get into a personal reading with just you and Psychic Marin, where she is one of our fan favorite, one of our top gifted psychics at California Psychics, and also one of our longest tenured psychics. So I cannot brag enough about how awesome a reading with Psychic Marin is. And we still got quite a bit of time in today's free live preview of her abilities today. But if you are already sold, Marin, I'm sure they would love to hear, when is the very next time that you are going to be online and ready for these one-on-one readings and your regular schedule throughout the week?
Absolutely. Immediately right after this live, I'm going to be on all evening. I think I've got about 6 hours tonight. And my typical schedule is I like to break up about a 6 to 8 hour shift in every day. So I break it up by having a few hours in the afternoon, few hours in the evening. That accommodates the time zones. That accommodates, we've got people that are working evenings, and it's just a very different vibe on the line when I'm talking to people during the day versus when I'm talking in the evening. So if you're running around in the day at work, you've got a business call, you're in business mode and you want to talk, or if you've come home, taking your shower, winding down, putting your feet up, and you want to have more of a relaxing conversation, I like to accommodate the different energies, the different time schedules. So you'll always find I usually work just about every day, but usually I take a little bit more time off on Saturdays. So you can always call customer service and they can book an appointment at the top of the hour if you don't want to wait in my queue, or if your time constraints require you to just get in and bypass the line of people waiting in my queue sometimes.
All right. And once again, you can always call our customer care line on California Psychics if you're having any trouble booking with Psychic Marin. And also, you can go ahead and click the link in the description of the live stream you're watching right now to pull up Psychic Marin's profile on CaliforniaPsychics.com, where you can go ahead and book your appointment with her, hop right into her call queue, and find all that information that she just mentioned just now. But we are going to be shouting out her schedule later in the live stream as well. So if you missed any of that, stick around, and also keep putting your questions in the chat, because we have a lot of great questions coming in and a lot of time left in today's free live preview of California Psychics and today's free live preview of Psychic Marin here, one of our gifted psychics. So our next question for you came from Ava, and thank you for your patience, Ava. Her boyfriend Ryan and her had a falling out and haven't spoken in about a week. What can you provide insight into what he is thinking? And do you see Ryan coming around to reconcile with Ava, and possibly when? Thank you, Marin, for any advice.
Thank you. And one of the ways that my guides communicate with me with dates and calendars and images of calendars. So that's how I'm able to get timelines. And when I start looking at the 8th, by the 8th is when I see March 8th. The 8th is when I start to see this shift. And by the 8th, 9th, the two of you are fully back in communication again. And this is healing. I don't even feel like there's an actual breakup, meaning that if you were to go out tonight and meet somebody else or go home with somebody else, like neither one of you are thinking that that would be acceptable or that you're really, really broken up. So this is more of like a cool down or a timeout, and still respectful of some boundaries right now. But what I'm getting more so is like this passive aggressive or more stern, like quiet standoff wall. And it's like, who's gonna budge? Who's gonna reach out first? And I see this all the time in partnerships and communication patterns. And so I don't feel like this is even appropriate for you to feel like who's going to reach out, or I need to reach out, or I'm waiting for them to reach out. I think that it's more important that you have this cool down phase for a couple more days. Thursday is when I start to see like I'm super, super antsy and have to text. So if you can patiently wait, then I know there's going to be a text and an attempt for communication on their part by Thursday. So if you can wait just a little bit longer, the better, but then really positive again by 8th, 9th, and that date moving forward. You guys are going to make it. Like I don't mean to be insensitive to your concerns, but I'm not worried at all. You guys will fully be back together within a week's time.
All right. Very positive energy coming for you, Ava. And so we are rooting for you and y'all's relationship. And thank you for attending today's free live preview of California Psychics as well. Thank you for your question. Now, our next question for you, Marin, comes from Holly. Holly is mentioning that she has dated Corey for about 2 years.
Okay.
This Christmas, though, she caught him cheating with another woman, and we reconnected on Valentine's Day. Will this time in the relationship be different, or will it be more of the same kind of trauma? Thank you for your advice, Marin, in advance.
You are welcome. And I know you're not going to like what I have to say, because I just don't see the same commitment and loyalty that you are adhering to in this relationship. I just get the problem is that I don't see that he's in the frame of mind of you are the one, and I am ready for marriage and this life that we share together. It has more of an immaturity. It has more of this feeling of I'm comparing, I'm still testing what else is out there. And the minute there is somebody that's really, really pursuing him, I'm not faulting him as much as being the pursuer, but when somebody starts really pursuing him and there's a lot of attention, especially when your relationship is in more of a flat, a little dull space, he just gets sucked into that attention. And so he still needs that validation. And therefore, I don't see those eyes are only for you. So you're going to subject yourself to more hurt if you are hoping and thinking that he's the one and that you both are loyal and only devoted to each other. My solution for this is either you adopt the similar mindset that he has of, okay, well, we're compatible, this is fun, and I'm possibly keeping open to other options, and we can date in the meantime. If that really isn't resonating with you, which I know it's not, like that's not the type of relationship you want, if you're really being true to yourself, you're going to have to just cut this off and do it the hard way, and really open your life for somebody new. And unfortunately, I just feel like there's a lot of grief and a lot of time with that. The breakup's not going to be easy for you, which is why your heart's just hanging on to it, really hoping that it's going to be what you're wanting. And it's not. I'm sorry.
Right. Holly, we know that is the answer you weren't really looking for, but it is, I guess, the advice that Marin wanted you to hear, and the advice that you did need to hear. But we are rooting for you in terms of love in your relationships, and we know it's going to get better for you. So we want to thank you for attending today's free live preview of California Psychics. And if you do want to dig more with Psychic Marin, you can always reach out to her on our website or app, California Psychics. Now, our next question for
One
you.
more thing, Carson. There's one
Yes.
more little message. Sorry, Holly, but it's the reason why I'm so clear on that is because I just don't see one woman, and that's the problem. If I just saw that there was one person and the cheating was occurring with one person and it was really them and their energy, maybe this could be something that in time could change, but I don't see that it's just one person. I see lots of women, and that you're only aware of some. You're only aware of a couple, and so that's why my heart hurts for you. So I'm sorry, and thank you for taking this message.
Yes, thank you, Holly, for yes being here, and we hope that message at least does resonate with you. Again, we are rooting for you in terms of love, so thank you for attending today's free live preview, and we do appreciate your question today. Now, our next question comes from Charlotte. Charlotte is saying, "Happy Monday, Marin. Thank you for your time to assist us with your gifted talents." Charlotte is curious if you see a timeline. If when or if you see Devonte and Charlotte making things official. She's a little nervous of him having a wandering eye. So thank you, and I appreciate any advice. Again, her question is wondering when or if Devonte and her will be making things official.
This throws me a little bit of a curveball, because when I'm looking at the very end of this month, like right around the 26th, 27th, that's when it feels like this is official. But when I verbally am hearing it at the end of April, that's when I'm getting the like public acknowledgement, or like the introductions could be more of like, this is my girlfriend, or when social situations people are aware of who you are. That's like late April I see this. So at the very end of March is when it's really close and connected and constant communication and in each other's lives, and starting into April 1st and on. Like, you're gonna feel that way, but I just don't see that you've had the talk. And that time frame around the talk is like 21st, 22nd of April. Like, then I'm getting a conversation where it's like you're introduced, and it's not a private conversation, but it's how you're introduced, and now it's kind of like, oh, so I guess this is official now. And it's not a big deal. Like, I would say, don't make a big deal out of it, and just enjoy that it's kind of acknowledged this way. Because if I ask, like, what if they were to sit down and have this talk and there's more pressure, I think it's going to result in more cold feet. So I would just attune to late March for when you're really going to feel that security. And then in early April, same middle of April is when now you've got kind of that official title.
All right. Charlotte, we are rooting for the two of you and Devonte. So definitely keep us updated on how y'all's relationship evolves as well. Keep Psychic Marin updated too. Now, our next question comes from Shamika. Shamika is wondering, when will Anthony be coming forward to fix the connection? I'm assuming I guess there needs to be some reconciliation between her and Anthony. So any
Yes.
advice you might have, Marin?
The waves of different energy are crazy today, because we're going through these extremes, and I just got this wave of like sass. Like, what I'm shown is two people like in such a standoff, such a snarky energy coming from him, that I this is so intentional. Like, I am not budging. And so you're looking at it like, okay, when are you going to fix this? When are you going to reach out? Because yes, he is absolutely in the wrong, and he is trying to diminish his responsibility or diminish his apologizing, because he knows he's in the wrong, so he's hiding. And the longer that he's dragging this out, what that means is you are likely to be the one to reach out to say, like, can we talk? Can we address this? And that's what he's hoping for. But because you're taking such a hard stance and he's taking such a hard stance, this is a total standoff. This is weeks, like weeks. There's a little bit of texting when I'm shown around the like 16th, 15th, 16th of March. But it's not positive. There's nothing that I'm seeing that is still positive. I almost want to say like early May, not what you want to hear today, but I feel like this is oil and water. And unless you are going to totally take a different approach and nurture, which I'm not advising. I don't think that that's appropriate, but I'm just saying, unless you really are the one to initiate this, to try to get him talking, you're waiting for a long period of time for the actual apology and the accountability, because his silence is his way of trying to like lessen the punishment or lessen the responsibility.
All right, Shamika, we want to thank you for attending today's free live preview of California Psychics today. And I feel like that is a wonderful point to take a pause and say we are about halfway done with today's free live preview of California Psychics. And it has been a wonderful experience so far with a lot of great questions. So, yes, and Shamika also saying that, yes, he is very stubborn, by the way. So true, he is very stubborn. So kind of giving just kind of some affirmation for that reading resonating with her. Back to shouting out real quick. If you are wanting that one-on-one experience on CaliforniaPsychics.com or the California Psychics app with a guaranteed answer to your questions, if you happen to not get your questions answered today, you can always go to CaliforniaPsychics.com. And if you are wanting a reading with one of our fan favorites, one of our longest tenured psychics, and just one of our psychics with some absolutely gifted psychic abilities, Psychic Marin here. Once again, you could get that one-on-one reading experience with her on California Psychics. Marin, I'm sure everybody is already dying to know, because of the great answers you've been providing today, and we still have got about 30 more minutes to show it off. When is the very next time you're going to be online and ready for these one-on-one readings on CaliforniaPsychics.com? And when is your regular schedule throughout the week as well?
I will be available in about 30 minutes right after this live, and I will be on tonight till about 10 p.m. Pacific time. I typically work a broken schedule where I will have a block of hours in the afternoon, and then again in the evening, like 3-4 hours in the afternoon, again 3-4 hours in the evening. Pretty much every day. I've had a lot of requests lately for appointments because queues are getting a little full. Sometimes when I log on, people might not be able to just wait or not know when I'm going to get to their call. So you can always call customer service if you want to get an appointment booked right at the top of the hour. So pretty much every day of the week, you'll find me with some broken hours. And if there isn't a time that I'm usually available, 10 a.m. to like 2 p.m. is my average. Let's say for some reason you need an 8 a.m. appointment, which I never do. I'm usually not an early bird, but you can call customer service, and under like a special request, I will accommodate and find a time that works for you.
All right. Also some comments from some of the people you have answered previously in the live stream, from Charlotte and Ava, just saying thank you for those answers, Marin, as well. Just kind of a showcase of how much her answers resonate with our audience, and they can with you too whenever you get that one-on-one reading on California Psychics. I also want to say that in about 10 minutes, we are going to be switching to our card pull section of the live stream, where we can get through questions just a little bit faster so we can get more answers through today's 1 hour free live preview of California Psychics. And we will be back once again next week with another free live preview of California Psychics at the same time. And also we will be hosting Psychic Marin again this week on Facebook Live this Thursday for our Tarot Thursday live stream. So if you want to learn more about Tarot or ask some Tarot related questions, make sure to tune in this Thursday on our Facebook.
Yeah, we're going to go over luck. I just checked my notes. We've got luck and using the tarot for money and manifestation. So yes, join us this Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Yes, if you are wanting to see more of Psychic Marin, you'll be able to see her later this week on Facebook, on our Facebook page. Now, our next question for today's free live preview of California Psychics comes from Alyssa. Alyssa is wondering if she is going to be seeing Joseph tonight, and when will he be committing to the relationship between the two of them?
So usually if it's a yes, I get like a loud and clear yes. And I didn't get that. I got this like wishy-washy kind of knots in my stomach. And I usually, like, if it's not a yes, it's most likely no, or there's a glitch or problems. I feel like there's an intentional like delay, or I'm intentionally trying to slow the pace of this down. And that doesn't mean that he's not interested in a commitment. It just means that I see it as I'm really resisting this like feeling that we're going to merge lives, or that I'm ready for this marriage and life together. Late April, give me just a second because I'm trying to get more accurate with the timing. April 20th, 21st, sometime around the 20th, 21st, then I start to see discussions about this, but it's not, I don't see you happy. Like I get that early May. So the conversations about the commitment, and even though it's more of an uncomfortable conversation, that's shaping up around the 20th. And then I finally see that right around May 1st, 2nd, like that's when there's now this relationship, and you're going to take a harder stance. So don't misunderstand when I'm saying there's going to be conversations. It doesn't feel like there is positive. It feels like you're kind of putting your foot down more, like I'm done waiting, or this is the expectation, or I don't feel respected. So you're going to have to draw the line a little bit more around the 20th of April. By the very beginning of May, then it's like, okay, yes, I can commit. So it's worth you perhaps like digging a little deeper and really finding that confidence to hold him in more of a place of like, I'm not budging, I'm not doing this anymore, I want that respect. And you will get it after a couple weeks of back and forth. By early May, then I see you happy.
All right. Alyssa, we want to thank you for attending today's free live preview of California Psychics, and we hope that answer from Psychic Marin resonated with you. Now, our next question comes from Teresa. Teresa is, I think you may recognize Teresa. She's saying, it has been a while since her last reading with you. Can you see any improvements with her finances and love for me in 2025? Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, except I'm trying to get the finances because they're kicking me way up ahead to August. And I don't see anything that's really changing. I just see like more of a goal. Like I'm questioning, what is it that you're saving for? What's the big purchase? Like big purchase. I'm not talking about small things. I'm looking at like bigger investments or bigger purchases, because it looks like you're being responsible, and then that goal at the very end of August you've achieved, and then moving forward from that, now it's like finances are a little tight again and you're a little bit uncomfortable, but that was a smart investment or a smart decision that they're showing me in August. And I just wish I could tangibly like see what that is. If you want to help me out, that'd be great if I could validate that or see, but they're showing me August is the big month this year. And then if I'm looking at relationships, I'm shown like opportunity, no, like opportunity fading. You're showing me like a lot of ins and outs when I'm trying to get a real solid relationship. And then in October, that's when all your focus shifts to romance and relationships. So it looks like finances, responsibility, you being very stable. And then when I start to see like October, November, now you've got time for love and romance, and it's very like honeymoon phase, and it feels very new and very lovey-dovey, and that's what carries into 2026. That feels like long term. It's a
All
quick
right.
little summary.
Well, Teresa, we hope that brief reading of 2025 resonated with you. And thank you, Psychic Marin, for that answer as well. Thank you, Teresa, for attending today's live stream too. Our next question comes from Cody. Cody is wondering, will Tabitha and him be staying married? And if so, or when will she be coming back home for reconciliation?
Okay. I do see the two of you staying married, but that is a poor like label or measuring tool to assess the quality of the relationship, because what I'm shown is that there's still a lot of problems. Like this feels like years of hate to say it, but like dysfunctionality and poor communication that's just swept under the rug. And now I finally get that no, like now that it feels like it's over, I don't want to lose you. I want this relationship. And it is so scary and so overwhelming. Where do we even begin? So, this idea of like you could just come back home and we could start back and everything's going to be okay is a myth. And so, what I'm shown is a lot of patience, like a lot of fragility in this relationship, really scary because she's not wanting to return because there's no sense of change. There's no sense that anything's going to be any different. So her stance right now is more of this defiance, like I don't know what to do, but I'm sure not going to come back to that situation unless it feels different. And I don't even know what's wrong. I don't know how to fix it. But everything that you're doing, I know it's hard for you to keep feeling like you're chasing, or I'm here, or I want this. And you're so close to just feeling like I'm done. This is a slap in my face. Like if you can hang on, especially when I start to get the very beginning of summer, like June, July, that's the earliest that I get where now there's this back and forth in the beginning of healing. So instead of being eager to have her come back home and move back in, I think it's actually better and healthier to have that distance and to be able to go out to talk and go your separate ways. Go out and talk and go your separate ways, because she needs to see that she's coming back to something that's a little different and that has grown and matured. And I think it's going to be hard without true counseling and therapy. I really do. I mean, I don't want to just send you down that path, but I don't see that you have the ability, not just you, but her as well. You don't have the ability to really hear or understand what each other's saying, and poor communication patterns. So somebody's got to be that moderator to be able to say, this is what she's thinking. That's one of the things that a lot of people call me for. I want to know what she's thinking, what she's feeling, and I can help with that. But unless she's also calling, and sometimes people do partner on the phone and call, I'm happy to try to help. But you really need somebody that's going to be able to moderate these conversations so you both can feel heard. That's the next stepping stone for both of you. But the marriage, the desire to be together, that love is still really there. So it's worth hanging on to.
All right, Cody. We hope that answer from Marin resonated with you. We know that was a powerful message about y'all's relationship. We are rooting for you, or the two of you, and y'all's relationship. So definitely keep us updated as well. Now, our next question, before we pivot over to our card pull section of the live stream, where we go through questions a little bit faster just to get more questions answered during the last final 15 minutes. But before we get to that, it comes from Tanya. Tana, excuse me if I've mispronounced that name. She has been dating this guy, Derek, since December. Do you see things progressing? He seems to have pulled back, Derek. And it has been the healthiest dating experience so far. So she's feeling a little confused.
It is a healthy dating experience. So you guys had like the whirlwind romance and all this excitement, and like everything was up front. I want to figure out who you are. I want to know you inside and out and really make sure that you're worth the investment, my time, and continuing to pursue this. And now that he's made that decision, now he's pulled back, and now you're in like the consistent reality of the relationship. So this is unfortunately like what it's going to be like. This is what's suitable for his schedule. It's not too consuming. He's got it's still his own personal downtime. He is not the type of person that's just going to abandon all of the friends and social life and career aspects to just give you that undivided attention like he did when you first met. So that was kind of a false reality. Now this is what I see. This is how it's going to continue. I get little patches of like a week where it's really, really close, but this is going to be pretty much the norm, and it is really healthy. So be be careful just how, let me bite my tongue. Be careful that your enjoyment or the reassurance of having just so much focus and attention on this relationship isn't like an unhealthy security blanket for you, because this feels like perfect. This is such a nice balance. And if you can be comfortable with this balance and not feel like, but it's just not enough, like this is sustainable, this is healthy for him, it's going to be really healthy for you in the long run, as soon as you emotionally feel like he is really committed. He didn't lose his interest just because the pace of this started to slow. So it feels like he's got a really big schedule, a lot of stuff packed into his life. And this feels really like I'm consciously making this decision to be in this relationship. And this is the time I can give, with little pockets of like a weekend or 3, 4, 5 days together, and like real close, and then stepping away, real close and stepping away. You get that undivided attention when you're together, and then you're kind of expected to be more independent and mature when you're apart. And that is really a nice quality relationship for both of you.
All right. We want to thank you for attending today's free live preview of California Psychics. And we hope that, she is also saying nailed it. Thank you, Marin, as well. So thank you for attending today's, again, free live preview of California Psychics. And we hope that answer from Marin resonated. Now we are going to be switching over to our card pull section of the live stream, where you can ask questions in the form of a general card, a love card, finances, career, life path, etc. Just to get through questions a little bit quicker and provide a few more answers during our final 10 to 12-ish minutes of today's free live preview of California Psychics. Now, while we get those questions coming in, I do want to shout out the best ways to reach Psychic Marin for that one-on-one reading experience, where you could get a guaranteed answer to your question on CaliforniaPsychics.com. Now, Marin, what is your regular schedule throughout the week for those who are wondering, or have maybe gotten an answer already and want to get some follow-up information, and also your regular schedule throughout the week for those who maybe can't connect, I guess, the next time you're online?
So I work about 30, 35 hours a week on the line, and I usually break about a 5, 6, 7 hour shift up every day. So I have afternoon hours, and then I also have evening hours. And I am always available for appointments. If there isn't a time slot that works for you, you can call customer service. But I'm typically on almost every day. Sometimes I take some days off on a Saturday here and there, but I'm really accommodating and really available, because I know there are people all over the world. I've got people calling me from Australia. So I tend to sometimes work till 11 o'clock, midnight, just to make sure I can get to everybody.
All right. And if you're having any trouble booking with Psychic Marin or any of our other psychics for that one-on-one reading experience on CaliforniaPsychics.com or the California Psychics app, you can always give our customer care line a call and say, hey, I'm having trouble booking with Psychic Marin, and they'll get you booked at an appointment slot that works for you in Psychic Marin. And you can also find all of that information that she just mentioned on her California Psychics profile, which you can find when you click the link in the description of the live stream you're watching right now. So you can pull up all that information as well as hop right into her call queue right now. So we're going to be switching over to our card pull section of the live stream for the next 10 minutes. And we want to thank you, everybody, for joining us so far. And our first one to kick us off is from Andrea, who's requesting a love card from you. Please, Marin.
All right, here we go. This is the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is the card of searching. I always refer to this as the Christopher Columbus card because there's some little ships out there, and it is as if he has sent these ships out to sea and he's sitting here waiting. What are they going to do? What are they going to return with? How's this going to unfold? So, the of Wands is about waiting and patience and trying to assess the situation. The wands are associated with the suit of fire, which is passion. So this is kind of in the context of love, which is what your question was. But this is more of like I'm just kind of stuck. I'm waiting. So it's kind of a loose card. It's not like a super packed with power card. It's a light energy, but it definitely doesn't have this feeling of like real resolution or a real strong answer. It's like, well, you just kind of have to wait and see how this unfolds and assess the situation.
All right. Now our next card pull comes from Z. Z is requesting a love card, please.
Okay, Z, let's get you a love card. Hold on one second. We've got the Nine of Cups, and this is all about abundance. The Nine of Cups is like little trophies all on display. These cups are the suit of water. Water is emotion, and this is as if you are so proud of all of these little trophies. These are like all of your life's achievements and worth, and here you are. But the real energy behind this card is almost like I know my worth, so you can come and get it. And I'm waiting for you to put in the work. And it's okay if you're kind of stern or pouting or really like, I've got a lot to offer. So I'm not budging. I know my value. So Nine of Cups is what you are in this love situation right now.
All right, Z. Very fantastic card to get. Now, our next card pull goes to Jennifer. Jennifer saying blessings to you, Marin. She is wondering if she could get a love card, and the question paired with it is wondering when Jason will call Jennifer.
When is Jason going to call? Okay, this is actually a good card. This is the Knight of Wands, very youthful, juvenile, kind of teenage energy, lot of passion. So the wands, we just talked about this. This is fire. This is like sexual chemistry and passion. So if this card were just coming up with a very generic interpretation, it would be he's calling, but what is it that he's calling for? Because this is the card of passion and intimacy and fire, and I want it now. We've talked a lot in our Tarot Thursdays about the knights. The knights are timing cards. So this is a hurry up, go, 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 go. This horse is in full trot, which means he's not waiting, like he wants it. So this is going to be something that feels like very quick. I look at this weekend. By Friday, there's communication. I don't feel like you're going to be waiting very long, but the real little hidden message in this is like, this is what he's calling for. He's calling for passion. He's not calling to talk about let's be friends.
All right. Jennifer, we hope that message resonated with you from Psychic Marin. And now our next card pull comes from Macy, who's actually requesting two card pulls, if we could kind of condense in time for one, for career and love for Macy, please.
Okay. So I am doing two cards, but I'm just going to go really, really quick. So career and love, healing angel temperance. This is love. This is saying balance. There needs to be a healthy, balanced relationship. 1 foot on land, 1 foot on water. Like you're trying to fine tune this to get it healthy. And then the career card is the Page of Wands, which is like new opportunities, new beginnings. I'm looking at what is my best road, my best future, my opportunity. So if you're in this place of maybe I'm searching for something new, that's what this card aligns with. So passion, wands. This is a message of follow that passion. You've got to be doing something that you love to have a happy career path.
All right. Now, next one comes from Christina, who's requesting a general card for 2025.
Ooh, Moon, this is a fantastic card. One of intuitives. This is sometimes a card that really denotes psychic abilities, prophecy. This is pay attention to those dreams. We've got this little crustacean that's coming up from the abyss. So he's reminding us like to confront that shadow side, confront that side of us that we don't really pay attention to, the messages from below. Keep your ears attuned and your eyes peeled because you're going to be getting signs, messages, dreams with the moon. Pay attention to dreams. This is really just an in general card of pay attention and awaken that intuition to better suit you through 2025.
All right. And taking just a couple second pause to shout out once again Psychic Marin and her wonderful abilities during today's free live preview of California Psychics. If you're wanting that one-on-one experience with her for yourself, you can go to californiapsychics.com. We still have a few minutes left to answer just a few more questions for free during today's live stream. But Marin, when is the very next time you're going to be online and ready for these one-on-one personal readings on californiapsychics.com? And what is your regular schedule like throughout the week?
Like 5 minutes. Like I am, as soon as I wrap up this live, I am going on to the line. I'm going to be working all evening, and I typically work afternoons and evenings. I break it up so I can accommodate all the time zones, and you can call customer service for an appointment if you want to call right at the top of the hour and you don't want to wait.
All right. Once again, if you are wanting that personal guaranteed answer or personal one-on-one reading experience with a guaranteed answer to your questions, you can always go to californiapsychics.com. And to speak with Psychic Marin, our featured psychic on today's free live preview of California Psychics. You can also click the link in the description to pull up her profile. Now, our next question card pull comes from Tori, requesting a love card pull between her and Fernando and a potential reconnection.
Ooh, Fernando, scary. Scared, I should say, not scary, scared. This is the Nine of Wands. We had this in our Tarot Thursday last, Carson. This Nine of Wands is somebody that has gone as far as they can, and now they're frozen and they're afraid and they don't want to make that next step. And so they're stuck and they're thinking, and this little bandage, this little wound above their head is like showing mentally, like, I'm just hurt. I'm overthinking something. I'm frustrated about this. So this is not a very positive sign or somebody that's like, I am coming back. This is somebody that's saying, I'm really timid. I don't know if I'm going to come back. I'm afraid. So this requires nurturing. Like, unless you take a different approach and you're really coddling the situation, and this isn't you. I'm getting like, oh, well, but that's me. I'm the one that's hurt. Well, it's mutual. And so if you want this person to come back, then you've got to be a little bit more nurturing and leading in the communication right now. This is going to take months if it does reconnect and manifest. So this is rockier than what you realize, and I'm sorry.
All right. We hope that message does resonate with you, Tori. And we want to thank our audience, everybody, for attending today's free live preview of California Psychics once again. These live streams are made so much better with all y'all questions. We have wonderful questions coming in every single week. Just a shout out for our next live streams coming up. We are hosting our Tarot Thursday with Psychic Marin here on Facebook and YouTube this Thursday in the morning for Pacific time at 10 a.m. You can also keep an eye on our Instagram and Facebook stories, as we'll be posting shortly before we go live as well. And also next week, we will be hosting another free live preview of California Psychics, regularly scheduled every Monday. Catch us on our live streams here. So a next card pull for today's free live preview of California Psychics as we wind down the live stream comes from Pamela, who's requesting a finance card from you, Marin.
Okay, Pamela wants a finance card. Ooh, this is fascinating. This is the lovers. This is all about love. So it immediately makes me go, well, is there financial entanglement with a partner? Is a lot of your finances wrapped up with a partner? Like this, I immediately would say, what are you doing with a partner? Is there a business venture or something where they're almost encouraging a codependency. They're almost encouraging that you're partnering with somebody for improved finances, and probably a little bit of a wild answer or spin on what you were hoping for today. So I will be on later if you want to chat about this more one-on-one by phone, but I hope this answers your questions for now. Partnership is the solution for finance.
All right. And yes, you can reconnect for that one-on-one reading experience. Real quick, Marin, can you shout out to your next time you're going to be online and ready for those one-on-one readings?
Like right now, as soon as we wrap up this live, I'm going onto the line. I will be on all evening. And then most of the week, I work afternoons and some evening hours to accommodate everybody in all parts of the world. And you can always call customer service for an appointment if there's not a time that I'm available. Let's say you need to reach me at 8 a.m. I can adjust my schedule most of the time to accommodate you. So don't hesitate. Customer service is awesome. They've been helping me out a lot lately with booking appointments. So they're happy to help if you want to reach me or any of the other amazing psychics on our line.
Yes. If you have any questions about how to get started with California Psychics, give our gifted customer care line a call or visit our website with our FAQ and how to get started page as well. A real quick card pull for Daniel, please, as we wrap up today's free live preview of California Psychics. A love card for Daniel and Jennifer.
Spicy. This is the devil card, and this is showing maybe there's some unhealthy bounds or binding the two of you together. Is this a toxic relationship? Is this like a super sexual relationship or really seductive? Like, this is saying to be careful. Be careful of these chains that are really binding you together, because they might not necessarily be healthy. And sometimes this card has some addictive aspects of it, or maybe there's some unhealthy aspects of life or some dependency issues that are needing to be resolved. So be careful with this one, because this is a tricky energy. It's the devil card, and it doesn't mean that there's sin. It's not devil in like a Christian devil sense. It's just, what are you unhealthily attached to? What's the obsession in this relationship, or what's binding you together in more of a toxic way rather than you being able to really breathe and be individuals within the relationship?
All right, Daniel. We hope that message resonated with you. And we want to thank absolutely everybody for attending today's free live preview of California Psychics today. It has been a wonderful time answering all of y'all's questions. And Psychic Marin is going to be on the line on CaliforniaPsychics.com starting right now. So
Yes.
if you are wanting that one-on-one reading experience with her, go to CaliforniaPsychics.com and the California Psychics app. We do have to let her go. So thank you, everybody, for attending. And until next time, next Monday and this Thursday with Tarot Thursday. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.